Hello and welcome to another dramatic reading by me, Anzani84. Today we're going to be doing the next chapter of Super Sentai versus Super Sentai. It's the last of the introductory, quote-unquote, chapters, before we get into the fixed main appeal, which basically the formulaic plots of the bad guys going back in time to wipe out a specific Sentai while a group of Rangers and Sentai gather to have the same gender and colour ratio as the Sentai being focused upon. On they go back, the bad guys team up, the Rangers team up to defeat the monster that gets created, and that's pretty much it. Anyway, here we are, Chapter 4, A New Alliance. In the last episode, the Super Sentai heroes and Power Rangers heroes had a rough day. Not really rough, I mean, they lost one thing, but they otherwise seemed pretty okay. Jason, Trini, Kimberly and Tommy were in the new skybase mentally tired. It was quite a day for them all. Turns out they all contracted an STD somehow, despite being virgins. All that action really got me tired, which is why I thought I'd be living a normal life. Said Jason, "You're an astronaut now. Nothing about that is normal." "Me too, Jason," said Tommy. "Looks like we're back to the command center, except now it's in space and much larger. Not at all like the old command center and all, especially that Zoran is back, but he's in one piece of a man." That whole sentence could really have been said in a much clearer way. It'd be fun to have Alpha 5 around. Aye, Tommy, I am around. Just because I wasn't mentioned in more than once in the last chapter doesn't mean I don't exist anymore. Kimberly can be seen borrowing Soldier's guitar to play a song to ease everybody's spirits despite the tension they were suffering from. "So may I borrow your guitar?" asked Kimberly. "Sure," said Soldier. "I will," said Kimberly, who began to sing Down Below she did in MMPR in her normal voice. Normal voice, because that, if you've forgotten the last time it said she now sounded like Katsuragi from Bioman, but you wonder why the hell her voice changed. And also, considering her language being translated to Japanese, is the song being so? "No surprise he's got a new career as a singer," said Tommy, for some reason. "Zoran and Alpha 5, see, he is there, Tommy. You're just blind or immoral." Sat down everyone, hoping they can ease their tensions they're about to face the pain of battle. Bookenders brought Bulk and Skull, who had changed to dry clothes. After a secret scanning behind the scenes, which is the author's shorthand for, I can't be bothered to actually write this out, use your imagination, and finding out they had no superpowers whatsoever. What about their ability to do cartoonist slapstick that definitely breaks the laws of physics and comes with a load of unrealistic sound effects? They were asked to do some odd jobs, some nondescript odd jobs. Whoa, this place is beyond Terravenger. Too bad you missed it, Skull. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be assure. There's a really cool doctor here we can work with. So it's probably, I am sure, so. A real scientist, said Bulk. Better on Professor Phenomenus for some reason. "Bulk? Skull?" said Trini in disgust. "This is a nightmare." She remembered her days when we're not very pleasant. Alright, I think that's good. Right, there's a bit of continuity since Bulk and Skull really hadn't had their iconic character development back when Trini was on the show. "Whoa, Trini, calm down," said Jason. "Let's try to take a look at the observatory. I'm sure your camera can get something." "Good suggestion, Jason," said Trini. As a Makino, Bokender's mentor, aka Mario. I've lost his place. Got into the room and saw Bulk and Skull. "Well, I think I can use 2 assistants for my work as a scientist," said Professor Makino. "I still am doing research on aliens myself." "Aliens?" said Bulk. Bulk, maybe it's just another disappointment," said Skull. "Not really," said Professor Makino. "In fact, I meant it for both Okengers." "He's right," said Satoru. You guys may get along pretty well considering you wanted a adventurous job." "This guy's phenomenal," said Bulk and Skull together. They saw Professor Makino's actual footage of real aliens. Never interesting stuff on his iPod. Why an iPod? This is 2011. The iPad existed, and it would make more sense for the scene. Bulk and Skull will soon forget about their one-time loony friend, Professor Phenomenus, for a real funny genius. I wouldn't call Makino a funny genius, except in the Super Sentai I filed segments at the end of the episode. Oh, he's our chief aside from just our mentor. No, you're the chief. Makino's the professor. He's the one who created the equipment, said Satoru. No, he merely developed the equipment. The creator was Mr. Voice, aka Leon Giordino. Okay, now talk about awesome, said Bo. That's right, said Satoru. You can have a lot of fun with him, especially with his hobby of aliens. When is Makino's hobby aliens? I mean, so never really gave us any real hint he had for such a thing. He was just a genius who sat there researching ancient artifacts to figure out how to use them. Besides, we've been into a lot together. We've been through a lot together. I say we go for it, Bulk, said Skull. Somewhere in the new sky base, but we're not telling you where. Tommy had met with his fifth counterpart, Asuka, who managed to create a way to enter between Earth and Dino Earth with much less effort. Come on, Rick. Oh, he didn't need to hand wave that. I mean, the post-show media implies that he can travel there through the lingering powers of his first daughter, Mikoto. Oh, it was time for them to meet each other face to face. You're Asuka, or Abe Black, aren't you? I wear suits similar to yours. I heard you in a dream. Saying you'll be the first I'll meet, said Tommy. I've seen you in my dreams too. Wait, you come for year 2005 from where you come from? It should just be you come for year 2005 in your world. I wonder what's causing this disturbance, said Asuka. It's the fact the author is trying to ignore everything after Dino Thunder on the Power Rangers timeline. Maybe it has to do with United Lines of Evil, said Tommy. It was nice of the staff to take me for a tour around the base. I'm impressed by this new establishment and all. And I'm glad you'll get to fight with us, Tommy. It's no mere coincidence you're all here. Oh, by the way, I believe this is some friend of yours who wanted to see you. I think her name is Kimberly. She's by the lobby, said Asuka. Weren't they talking just a few paragraphs ago? Oh, thanks, said Tommy, who wanted to take the opportunity to start the relationship anew. Oh. Kimberly was seen in the nearby lobby trying to learn a new song from a strange new world, and she was in the lounge once again. Just think of a Jetman song, Kokoro wa Tamago, sang by Takahashi Mikako. I looked it up a few weeks ago, and it turns out this person he's talking about I don't remember whether she doesn't exist or whether she didn't actually sing the song at any point. Anyway, if he's trying to cite the song, it was Hinrobu Kageyama, whose name does not sound anything like that. She found it pretty surprised he could now understand Japanese by simply being warped somewhere. Tommy decided to approach her, seeking to get the answer he wanted so desperately all these years. Tommy, said Kimberly, what brings you here? You wanted to see me? Just like old times, said Kimberly. Why is that two separate paragraphs? Tommy, before she could finish, Tommy interrupted her. Favor for a fan, Kimberly, said Tommy. Could you sign this copy of your album? I decided to buy your album the first time it came out. Sure, said Kimberly. I'm so flat I have a few fans who I can really be close to. Think about one thing all these years. Did you really meet somebody in Florida while you're away for training? It's just not like you to just dump me like that, said Tommy quite tonelessly. What do you mean tonelessly? Did you say it with no emotion? That's why I wanted to see you. I wanted to tell you the real reason why I dumped you, said Kimberly. Felt like she really had her reason for not being straightforward with him that time and is struggling back question all these years. Tommy, said Kimberly truthfully, I never met anybody while I was away in Florida. I wanted to simply break up with you so I don't get in the way. You were a Power Ranger, I wasn't. Tommy, how could I have been so foolish to think like that? Kimberly, it's all in the past now, said Tommy. But aren't you and Kat dating already? Asked Kimberly. Truth is, I had broken up with her too, but we remained friends, but nothing between me and her can be rekindled, said Tommy. Well, the fact that canonically they ended up having a son, which was after this fic had ceased to be written. But I digress. Let's put the page right there. Besides, I'm single now, and available. Plus I feel so lonely too. Well, me too, said Kimberly. No, honestly, my career as a pop singer, I have fans, but I feel all empty inside. If you ask me, I got some suitors also, but I could not answer them. I just don't know why. I want a man to love me for who I am, not my money and fame. Tell you the truth, I don't want to settle down and be a mother. And that might be construed as problematic by the wrong crowd. But we had a chance to get her back, said Tommy. So is he talking to himself there? Can it switch from speech marks to italic? Well, let's take a walk around like old times, shall we? Said Tommy, was more willing to resume an old flame in the past. Shouldn't we rekindle an old flame from the past? I'd love to, Tommy, said Kimberly. He was thinking whether or not she and Tommy can resume their relationship. On the other hand, Skull still had memories of his crush on Kimberly. He remembered himself as always being a miserable man, a man that Kimberly would never notice at all. So I guess the part where she fell in love with him under a love potion and ended up admitting they were better as friends afterwards never happened in this verse. Trini entered the observatory. She was drawing her camera to take pics of the solar system. Jason was with her. I can't believe it, Jason, but I'm in space. Literally, I'm taking pictures of space. You went to another planet in your last episode. This isn't a new experience. When my thoughts still linger upon my older dead brother, said Trini with a tear in her eye. You never mentioned him before, Trini. I never knew you had a dead brother, said Jason. Almost like he was made up of his fic. That's because he died a year before we all met. He died in the wild lands of Africa taking pictures of a land he loved so much. I really wanted to follow in his footsteps. It happened one fateful day when he contracted an epidemic in Africa. He never recovered and he died there. His grave still lies there from this very day. Okay, one, shouldn't that be two this very day? And two, why did they bury him where he died? Shouldn't they have shipped his remains back to America for a proper burial? Ariel, I went to Africa to complete his dream before I landed here with you, said Trini. And if you haven't gathered it, like everything else about Trini, Miss Fig, this is based off Mika from Bioman, who also had a dead brother who she was trying to live up to a dream of. Spoiler alert, she never did. But very bad. I'm sorry to hear that, Trini, said Jason. Doing what you can to preserve his legacy, but just be yourself. Your brother is watching over us. Gave her a tap on the shoulder. Trini was reassured. Thanks, Jason, said Trini, went to the lobby to take a rest. Jason Mind were also his friends, Leo Corbett and Kai Chen, two who he had worked with at the NASA. No one spells NASA with a the. Who could be either lost in space or still looking for him. Well, considering the events of Lost Galaxy, they're presumably still lost in space, but it's because there's no indication in these two ever returned to Earth canonically. Well, Leo maybe once or twice. At the lobby, Taku, Sheep and Meko were suddenly surprised to find out they were going to have a pleasant reunion with their old friend they had missed so much. And with them was also Karu, who was with G and the Kuroko. Tamba was also there too. Thought they said friends. Princess, I mean mother, said Takushiba. Princess, said Mako. Well, we're here to help in whatever way we can, said Karu. Princess, but, said Tamba. Before Tamba could finish his word, he was hit on the head with a fan. Serves him right, said G. Taka-chan, said Genta. Genta, you're here, said Takushiba. Well, Taku, I'm here, and so is the whole gang, said Genta. Going to bring class to the cafe. Together with powers is now under the control of the United Alliance of Evil. Maybe I should help too, said Takushiba. After all, I've discovered my cooking skills on me and Mako were training children at our dojo. Oh, it's a dream come true, again, said Mako, who's only thinking about them when they were gone. Really? She doesn't think about them when they're here? Here, insensitive much. Taku-sama, nice to meet you again, said Ryunosuke in a rather over-enthusiastic manner as he slipped down the floor. His loyalty is no doubt unquestionable. Well, Ryunosuke, no need to be overly enthusiastic. You've proven your loyalty, he said, Kaoru. Oh, thank you, princess, said Ryunosuke. Not to mention pretty enthusiastic, said Kota. Besides, you'd always be ready to stand up for all his friends, too. Alright, well, it's time for us to cooperate. Don't think it's anything awkward, should it be? I'll lead a team of 7 or 6 if need be, said Karu. Didn't you retire? Mako wrote and bounced about her previous disasters. Only through Takushiba, she was able to improve her cooking, but she's never a master cook. Well, then she's not improved. She's just... unless her cooking is now at least edible. Hey, new company here in our alliance, isn't it? Said Trini in a smoky manner. There's a photojournalist, paparazzi, said Jack in a panic. Actually, I'm a photojournalist. So you are what he claims you are? I'm one of your crew members here. There's a novel missing there. Do hope I can take your pictures. Believe it or not, I come from a parallel world where you don't exist as a resident. I'm no resident here either, said Trini. Is this girl crazy? Said Ryunosuke, who suddenly fell down. But down. this bad is grammar maybe? There's no harm in letting her take our pictures, said Dakushiba. Let's just pose. If you say so, Lord Stammer, said Vianos, gave his kabuki dance. And it was time for dinner. Jason's not very happy with being pocket empty. Gina's also thinking about when payday will come. Why do you want to be paid for saving the world? Greed? This is supposed to be some kind of reference to a fact the 2 actors left because their agents told them to demand more money. I have to admit we're pretty broke, said Jason. I admit that, said Trini. He's employed and we're getting paid in their currency. You mean yen? That's nice, said Jason. I did admit though, I met some guy who could talk loud and said our world but a shadow of theirs, but in my dream. What? I wonder what's really the difference between where we come from and where our new friends come from. I have to admit I was pretty freaked out when I was bitten by a ghost before this incident. I was in Africa when I saw that woman's ghost claim to be the first yellow ranked in all Sentai history. She was a photojournalist like I am. She's wearing arms the same outfit as I am now, said Trini. Almost like you've been derailed into a personality clone of her. As for me, I was visited by a weird figure. He claimed to be a print of Yamato, said Jason. What was even funny is that he wore my fursuit. Before that, I was also visited by a vision of a Red Ranger passing his powers to another. Just have to find out what's really going on, said Trini. Tommy and Kimberly were in the same table in the cafeteria, and they didn't join in the conversation. Been a long time to behave like this, Tommy. Mind you, a days at the juice bar. Whoa, you could use chopstick. I didn't know that. I thought only Trini and Adam knew how to use them. You racist motherfucker! Well, I did travel to China and Japan too while I was a pop celebrity back where we came from, said Kimberly. Let's enjoy the food. Tomorrow will be a serious training for all of us who have joined the Alliance. I think there's a day missing there. So how's your trip then? Asked Tommy. China was also a good place and so was Japan, but I had no idea but Japan of this world is where the Super Sentai exists, said Kimberly. How could you have known? You've literally just arrived here. That evening also, the Bo Kenters had a pleasant surprise. Aid had returned after his trip to Scotland. He had cut his hair short this time. Hey, Eiji, you've got a new haircut, said Sato. Nice to see you guys again. Maybe I should be back here. Tried to cut my hair. Long hair is so yesterday, said Eiji. Well, considering that Eiji's next canonical appearance showed that he still had the long haircut. Nice try, Akizuki. Your other appeal doesn't hold water here. We do have the United Alliance of Evil to worry about though, so I'm assuming you know. All our enemies are probably going to return. If they're back, so am I. I have to admit that Scotland is now under their control too, said Eiji. How do you know that? How did you escape? Supreme Commander Ryu finally came in and said, well folks, we've arranged the rooms accordingly. There's the male quarters, the female quarters, and the couple quarters. The room numbers have been assigned already. If you all get to mess because we're going to retrain our superhero powers to defeat the United Alliance of Evil. Meanwhile, the United Alliance of Evil headquarters, Radigo is thinking about how to destroy the Super Sentai forces. We're seen thinking about the event. Looks like I got some pests to deal with and some new people to torture. People are dropping from the sky and looks like I found some women to lust after and all. Radagay is not a horn dog. He wouldn't lust after any human woman. I'm in an organization, man. I will soon treat like trash as if I care. All I care for is my power and prestige. A new volume of it here on Earth, said Radagay as he was listening to The Devil's Trill. I don't think that's the type of music a bad guy would listen to, but I've never heard it myself. Maybe I should edit it into one of the times the narrative claims he's listening to it. The then fluid of return of Yaiba the Darkness, Vuon and Gaja. Quest there to greet him too. What? I can't forget what you two did to me, said Gaja angrily. Well, old man Gaja, we're now important bodyguards for leader Radica himself, said Guy. So you might as well try to get along with all of us, old man. Old man? How dare you? Said Gaja. Before he could say another word, Radica blasted some projectiles at him. Gaja fell down the floor. Is it still slanted? That seems like a safety hazard. Gaja's with us to help. That's very good. The High Priest has powers that can be useful, said Radica. Flirtus, I promise you can be part of his organization for your efforts. The only time is thick anybody treats Flurry with a modicum of respect. Oh boy, said Flurry, jumping for joy. What in for me, great and powerful Emperor? I would do anything to help you in the war against the Power Rangers. Wait, would this guy be on the one we are facing? Said Gaja, angrily referring to Renegade. I think that should have been broken into 2 sentences. Silence, Gaja, said Vion. He's your master now. Emperor Radiguet, the Lord of Time. Since when is Radiguet the Lord of Time? I'm Doctor Who, he is not. Well, Gaja, you are now part of the United Alliance of Evil. I have formed this organization to help us get rid of our enemies. I am your Emperor, and just in case you think of not kneeling, take this, said Radiguet. Gaja was forcibly down for a blast from Radiguet's fingertips. I hear and obey, great Emperor, said Gaja. Oh boy, I have to be careful not to attempt to overthrow Radiguet lest he curl me into a ball. Oh wait, I want to take over, but I have to be subtle, said Long. Because there's nothing says subtlety like blurting your intentions out loud while Radiguet is presumably in the same room. And as for yes, I do keep my promises, even for a clown like him. He released Gaja after all, didn't he? I have no idea who's speaking, so I'm just going through all the voices. Gaja, my first command to you is to bring Flurious a broom and a pail. Take this miserable excuse for a clown for a better job. At once, my lord, said Gaja. I'd be glad to see him out as a slave. Based off what? He saved your life. Hey, what's that for? I thought I'm nasty enough, said Flurious. Nasty enough? Don't make me laugh, said Vion. You couldn't even stand against the Vokens in that first battle. He's definitely not worth our time, said Ziska. In fact, I am more fit to do the missions. Peppo. Right, Shizuka, said Yaiba. You want to be my high command? Climb it up. You can prove your loyalty to the organization by cleaning the comfort rooms and a punishment for goofing off in the field. Vion, Gaja, escort him there. Give him his reward for nearly blowing up the last mission, said Radiguet. He also helped the last mission succeed. At once, sire, said Vion sadistically. Vion roughly pulled Flurious and flew into the comfort room areas, which stank a lot. Then they're clearly not comfort rooms. They were sort of filled with flies. Some of the soldiers were just plain dirty. Ugh. There's your first day on the job, said Vion. What stench did I have to endure? Said Flurious in anger, looking at the dirty comfort room military quarters. Clean it up if you wish to climb up, said Gaja. Ah, pathetic. Next time you'll high. There's a V missing there. The execution yard to clean. For once I agree with you, Gaja, said Vion, who puts Flurious across the floor. Flurious is forced to mop the comfort rooms. This is pretty humiliating, said Flurious. Believe me, Flurious, it's even more humiliating to read it. Both Vion and Gaja cleaned their hands and went to proceed to Radiguet's throne room. Why do they need to clean their hands? Do they think Flurious is infected or something? We've done as you asked, sire. Flurious has become our janitor, said Vion. We threw him at the most stinky pit of the fortress, sire, as you have commanded, said Gaja. I don't know if to keep that clown around, sire. It's in fact a nuisance. I say that's indeed a very bad move, said Tranza. Shut up, Tranza! We can use him as a disposable, and I dispose of him when I say so. Right now, he'll have to prove himself. Nuts. We'll still have to think about other plans for defeating those accursed Super Sentai teams, said Radiguet. Oh well, I can't wait to see you fail, said Radiguet. Shut up, Tranza! I am ultimately in charge here, said Radiguet. Now if you don't mind, I will begin planning for my torture schemes against people. Back up a new skybase, it was time for a morning session. Director Ayers said, Bone, I'd like to say that even though a few Power Rangers, but this organization is now United Super Sentai and Power Rangers Alliance, so I do hope we can get along. A new alliance is at hand, said Tommy, thinking on could there be a chance they'll learn some old friends of theirs. Thought of all the friends he made along the way. Hey, including his ex-girlfriend Catherine Hillard, with whom he broke up in a friendly manner. Given how he can't shut up about her, I think he's gonna get back together with her more than Kimberly. Time for Supreme Commander Ryu to begin their training sessions, assisted by Deputy Commander Guy Yuki in getting everybody into shape. They knew they needed better mental alertness if they're going to beat the United Alliance people. After a few hours of training, we had to stop for now. Now 7:30 AM after a long exercise. When did they wake up if it's now 7:30 after several hours? Been some time since I did anything physically hard to completely wipe out a sweat. Weren't you a gymnast? I guess the hard showers had hit the spot. Shinken's seemed back to their normal training with each other. Takushi and Maka were, as usual, practicing their daily routine to be others, and this time Karu had become part of the training. How I missed practicing with people, said Karu. I never did it before. But Bisolva seemed to think I did. Okay, give me your best shot. Yes, mama, said Takushi with his training sword. Bisolva really likes to remind us of how Akaru was adopted, sick by Karu. At the control room, Supreme Commander Ryu is now doing some scans from the scouts. We'll have to keep a sharp eye on any open portals over the United Alliance of Evil, said Supreme Commander Ryu. Or both, said Deputy Commander Gayuki. Who knows what they could be up to? Suddenly one of Sakura Nishihori's family's fresh milk bottling plants got destroyed. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the Alliance of Evil. They gained no advantage from destroying a milk bottling plant. There's no clue to the intruder. Whether or not it was a regular criminal activity or not, we have to find out. What with the United Alliance of Evil? To be honest, villain plans are getting smarter and smarter. No, Guy, they really aren't. If anything, it's the opposite. They're getting dumber. Okay. I can't discard that possibility either. They're being too aggressive. Right now, it doesn't make the bad guys expand his territory yet, though he's already captured England, Germany, England, Ireland, Belgium, Luxembourg. Maybe it's slipped off my mind. Soon the entire Europe could become his territory, giving me enough power. Nobody can oppose him now, especially him displaying his torture methods in public, said Supreme Commander Ryu. Couldn't you guys stage an attack on Europe to liberate it instead of this training malarkey? I mean, you've been fighting you for years. You don't need training at this point. I guess I know who the intruder is, said AG, who felt no of darkness. Allow me to go there. I'll go back and I confirm to quest you to return as I fear. Do so, Supreme Commander Ryu. Just bear speaking at the downtown area. The downtown area of where? Something strange happening. A car just entered out of nowhere with a black man and a white man inside it. They were Zack Taylor and Billy Cranston. Seriously, you can only describe them by the colour of their skins? Uwa, koi wa sugoi, said Jack. Mata, dasu no gengo wa ryucho na nihongo ni kawata. Koi wa tarakyu, ku, ya, crazy. Tashimo desu, said Billy. Ko ni wa setsume ga arimasen. Doyo wa kono gensho wa au genshu no kyokai o koete betsu no genshu no sakai kai o koete toki ni oku yo desu. So if you didn't realise what was happening, they're also speaking Japanese now. As they landed on the city, they had to jump out of the car because it spiraled out of control and was about to hit a wall. They were that's probably at, a destroyed milk bottling plant. This is bad, very bad, said Zack, who looked at the extent of the damage of the flame. Hey, I cannot agree with you more than that, said Billy. I wonder who could have done this, regular persons or superpowered being. Just by speaking, Greenhams is spotting as intruders. You have intruded our area, said one of the Greenhams. Putties or what? asked Zack. They clearly do not resemble putties in the slightest. Let's try to hold them off. We're in worse shape of this, said Billy. Back at the new Sky Base, a portal was detected. Another portal is open, said Pinkman Ryu. He's out there for scouting. He detected something's going on. I hope he can take care of it. However, I've been sending Tommy and Kimberly to find things out. Could be their friends as well. But it's best to send them to investigate. So far, those people falling from the sky are so familiar to them. We're but total strangers and weird people to our new visitors, said Director Aya. I agree with that, said Supreme Commander Ryu. It's a strange new world for them. If it happened to us, they'd think of us to be weird characters too. I think they'd probably just ask who you are and then an explanation of how you got your powers. There won't be any, you're weird. We have to get along with them, said Supreme Commander Ryu. I don't even have to change the name of our alliance to represent Kai's the United Alliance of Evil. You're already the United Super Sentai and Power Ranger Alliance. What could you change it to? Who from that? Back at downtown Tokyo, Zack and Billy were cornered by requests if they beat off some Greenhams. This would be fun to cause me strangers pain for an early morning exercise, said Guy. Yes, Guy. Indeed, you finally have some more fun than just our regular routine, said Ray. Well, we've got no choice, said Zack, telling Combat isn't ready to die. So he expects to die? I'm with you, said Billy. Why about both from suddenly suicidal this chapter? But just before their end, Age appeared in the speed of light. Shouldn't be in the at the speed of light, or as the spectacular Spider-Man puts it, in the speed of time. I'm Takaoka-san, said Quester Guy. So we meet again from the dead for the second time. Guy wouldn't call him Takaoka-san, he wouldn't apply an honorific, he'd just call him Takaoka. Oh, you're such a pest, Takaoka-san, said Quester Ray. Neither would Ray. We actually watch him must die and so must his line. So he must have been revived by the Reunited Lines of Evil, said A.G. Boken, start up. Yeah, that's not his transformation phrase. His transformation phrase is Go-Go Changer, start up. A.G. changed to Boken still to engage in battle. Bokenja, start up. And now that's the regular Bokenja's transformation phrase. The dazzling adventurer, Boken Silver. Zack Taylor and Billy Krantz were surprised to look at the event. This is awesome, said Zack. Too bad we can't more. Seeing more power in action in another strange mode was. At least somebody's gotta get rid of these guys. Any reason that guy couldn't be you? I wonder how we have our own Power Rangers, said Billy. I fear there could be an alternate universe. Tommy and Kimberly arrived on time, riding a car, with Tommy doing the driving, on Age's coordinates. Tommy turned to Z Ranger 5 and Kimberly into Pink Ranger 1 to help clear out the putties out. When the putties arrive, Boken Silver managed to repel the quest after a huge fight. We'll be back, Takaoka-san, said Quester Guy. And I'll beat as many times as it needs to be. Yes, he really knows it needs to be. Keep sending you back to the Netherworld, said Boken Silver. Boken Silver, Z Ranger 5 and Pink Ranger 1 reverted back to their civilian forms. After doing fuck all. Now it's time to send a message. Supreme Commander, time to inform the director we got 2 more of our friends coming in, said Tommy via communicator. Alright, looks like we got over support. Hurry back now or we get killed by Reunited Lines of Evil, said Supreme Commander Ryu via communicator. Roger, said Tommy. Get into the car, quick, said AG. By the way, I'm Agent Takaoka, and you are... I'm Zack Taylor, said Zack. I'm Billy Crampton, said Billy. They were taken to a new skybase, the MMPR, a joyful reunion. Billy Cranston, Alpha 5, could not believe the old man in front from his Zordon after all these years, after he thought he had already died out after the events of Countdown to Destruction. Okay, why is Alpha 5 in disbelief? He's been with Zordon since presumably his resurrection. So how do you get out of the tube, Zordon? Asked Zack. Long story. I'll tell you later, Zack, and all of you. But all I can say is it was a miracle that I lived after that war, the first United Alliance of Evil in our world, said Zordon. For once I thought you were just some nice old guy, said Zack. Trini facepalmed herself, being a highly serious individual. Pretty sure a highly serious individual is not how I describe Trini. I'm pretty sure she's actually facepalming because of Zack's stupidity in this moment. Zack, said Trini. So we do have more friends joining us after all. It's time to leave them to their new room. There's still more, said Director Aya. I would like to know if I can apply for laboratory science here, asked Billy. Here's my credentials if they ever count. Hody can translate these, said Director Aya. Only Hody for some reason. Oh, you're a scientist. I do have someone to introduce you to. She'll interest you for a long time. So you apparently didn't need Hody, given you translated it yourself. Billy Cranston takes to meet an attractive young woman, a genius like himself with distant variety. Oh, so it's not Megami Misaki, because I think pairing out with Billy would be an interesting plot line, considering they're both blues and they're both geniuses. She was Randu Itsuki. I'd like to point out, while out is a car mechanic, he's not an utter genius on Billy's level, despite what the awful tried to tell us. Billy Cranston grew red at her sight. So I guess his girlfriend with and on a quizzer broke things up unceremoniously too. Believe it is Randu Itsuki, said Director Aya. Billy Cranston extended his hand and said, Hi, I'm Billy Cranston. I'm one of the laboratory personnel. I was really looking forward for someone to help me. I think you could just be the right guy. In no time, we're introducing ourselves to each other, said Randu. Yeah, only because you haven't introduced yourself right now. Polly granted in a feeling of uncertainty about meeting Ranu, as it seemed he was in love with her. She'd be late to be seen with Ryoga and Hakua, and Yukito Sanjo, with who he decided to drop by. So it might be she decided to drop by? Oh, Ranu, so you made a friend, said Ryoga. Indeed I have, said Ranu. Well, I never knew you dated a white man, said Yukito. You racist motherfucker. For the last time, he's not my boyfriend, said Ranu. I never said that. I said you were dating him. At the United Alliance of Evil headquarters, Radiguet was angry at the failure report from the Questers. He threw his wine glass at them in rage. Well then, Questers, you had some battle and you let them escape? I thought you two were the best hunters in the world, said Radiguet angrily. The Questers aren't hunters, they're demons. But Emperor, we accomplished our primary mission of destroying the milk plant of the Nishihori family. Wait, so it was them who destroyed the milk factory? Why? What purpose does it serve Radiguet's cause to destroy a milk factory? As well as a number of facilities you wanted us to destroy, said Guy. Besides, we also destroyed the weapons factory the special police decorator wanted to produce here on Earth, said Ray. Why was that not the focus of the previous scene? That would have made a lot more sense. I want those accursed brains destroyed now! 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 Said Radiguet as fired. There's probably to be a he there. Cardboard Bokenja and Decker Rangers, forcing Guy and Ray to duck from his shots. I hope you two learn your lessons, said Trina. As you know, that's not the only thing you have to worry about. We still have the Super Sentai teams and Power Rangers teams to worry about. Boy, this is tough, said Guy. Only if Radiguet didn't have the ability to blow me up, I would have rebelled already. Maybe I'll just take a little bit more patience with him. Oh, so they're not as loyal stooges like the last two chaps have indicated. And what are the next plans, sire? We have to make our move with both Super Sentai and Power Rangers to be destroyed together, asked Chikina. The solution I found now is to be attack a past whenever we can have a good plan. And that's where the Super Sentai warriors are at their weakest. They can exploit that weakness to destroy every Super Sentai team once and for all. Questers, do prepare giant robots if necessary, said Radiguet, who then took another sip of blood wine. Yes, sire, said Guy and Ray. But very good. That way we'll exploit their weak point and crush them for good. It would be enjoyable to see them crush themselves, said Tranza. And not to mention I get some fun. I would like to torture people whenever I can, said Log. And me beat them up so we can conquer the universe, said Mesagog. We need proper plans. Massive attack is not always the solution to victory. We have to make our plans slowly. The Alliance may have conquered much of Europe, but it doesn't guarantee us victory against the Super Sentai forces. Japan is still a problem as long as the Super Sentai forces exist, said Radiguet. In Trance's mind, while the rest of his high command, he would seek to find Radiguet and destroy him in the past so he could become the only emperor for the United Alliance of Evil. Well, that would cause a paradox where you never revived to kill Radiguet in the past. Back at the new skybase, a new important announcement was made. What's going on? Asked Taguchiba. Don't tell me United Alliance of Evil is striking again. Those guys just don't quit, do they? They don't, Taku, said Supreme Commander Ryu. They have visitors to the core. We got to get everything organized as soon as possible. After all, they have crushed several nations in Europe and now have declared it the very nation of a new Vyram. Minerva is the old group of the Power Rangers in space fought, said Tommy. Well, Mina seems about right. I mean, they don't really have any redeeming qualities. There's an old version way back in our world. Now they have a new incarnation under new leadership. I bet Berlina must be meaner than the Dark Spectre. Well, considering he never actually met... considering that both Dark Spectre and Radiguet liberally brainwash people into serving them, they're about the same. I even see these visitors for war. But be ready for them. We should beat them as soon as possible, said Trini. Not so fast, Trini. You've got to follow orders, said Jason. Sorry, said Trini. Bogus Go was somewhat freaked out by the alarm. Hey, Bulk, what's going on? asked Skull. I think it's very missing for a Power Ranger this world. This is nothing new to me. As part of both kinds of intervention, said Bulk. Guess we can hang out with these days. Besides that scientist dude, Professor Machino, is way cooler and more phenomenous. In fact, the director herself is in fact very phenomenal too. Wouldn't mind working with her at all, said Skull with a positive outlook in things. You are working with her. She's the director of your operations. Just as Taguchi was talking, we interrupted that a few paragraphs back. Whereas the United Alliance of Evil is now going to carry out its plans to conquer the past errors through the timeline monitor. How do they have a timeline monitor? What possible use could it have if they didn't know the United Alliance of Evil was going to dabble in time travel? Just as I feared my vision from Aqua Red. If they're now going to plan to conquer past Earth to establish further plans they could do in the present. Fortunately, we got these time trains as our latest weapons. Conveniently. However, only one is available at the moment. The Search Guard time train. Why is it the Search Guard time train? Why not the the Skybase time train or the Scratch time train? We will have to select a few to go to their specific missions and hunt down the force of the United Alliance of Evil. First stop may be 1975 as shown by the monitor, said Director Aya. Time trains? What are they for? Asked everyone in shock. I see everyone's been taking stupid pills this morning. What is this time train? It really doesn't seem that hard. Given the whole timeline monitor thing, it's clearly a train that travels through time. I'm already sensing that this is a rip-off of Deno. Oh, even without having read later chapters. Will it help him to stop the United Alliance of Evil? Well, I suppose so. I mean, they're the good guys. Meanwhile, there could be more people from the Power Rangers universe falling into various time holes and different events. And that's where this chapter ends, and it's a rather dull chapter, aside from some introductions and more silliness. There's nothing remarkable, it's literally just setting up for next time. And speaking of next time, I may or may not have aimed to give this whole dramatic reading thing for Super Sentai vs. Power Rangers a drastic retool, starting with the next episode. Depends on whether I can get people to join in. I'll see you then.